Go.
Bekah, eat some crackers and then whistle.
What?
That'll work.
How's everybody doing?
Excellent.
All right.
Well, it'll be Thanksgiving by the end of the show for us here.
Yeah, and it'll be Thanksgiving by the time anybody listens to the audio version.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna start off, guys. We've lost a friend of the show.
Yep.
A couple of us know somebody that has moved on, and this song gets me every time, man. I get so sad. I get so fucking sad. And we kind of saw what was happening. The friend was getting sick.
Yeah.
Just wasn't moving around too well.
Yeah.
The past week or so, and then just gone. Of course, I'm talking about our favorite bar, Blue Chips.
I know.
Blue Chips closed,
So sad.
people.
Oh no!
No way.
No.
It's a disaster.
Yeah. I went there
I'm
tonight.
genuinely upset.
There was nothing inside.
Why?
I don't know.
It was so abrupt.
I mean,
Damn,
was
they had
there
good.
any
I like the burger right
indication
now.
that they
Last
were doing
week
bad?
when they locked the doors.
Well, right, but I mean,
Nobody was
No,
in
they
there.
never said anything to us.
but wasn't
They didn't seem like they were doing too great when I was there, but I didn't want to say anything because I
Oh.
didn't know how it was.
the only time I ever went, the place was packed.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it was always Monday nights, and that was
Yeah.
20-cent wing night. Did it seem like over the last couple of times you guys went was like Ginger looking at you with like sad eyes or anything? Like she knew something.
She always looked
That's
depressed. though.
that's every night.
She has triplets. It's
Yeah.
like she's always run down. It's
I can't believe I will never eat their wings again. They were
They-
so good.
They have another spot that they have, but it's like a bit of a drive
It's like
out though.
Lake Norris. Or
Yeah,
some shit.
Lake Norris.
That place is great. You should go camping there and then go
Yeah.
get wings.
Well, yeah. We'll see if that one's open.
Well,
I love
yeah.
this bit right
Named
here.
after the great Chuck Norris.
That's where it really takes off.
Mhm.
Yeah, because you're remembering all the good times where they knew your
Yeah.
name.
I'd like to think of really that Verbal Assault podcast is basically
A bar where
exemplifies
everybody knows each other's
this
names.
theme song. Well, you feel like everybody knows your name, right? That's what we want. Well, that's what we want people to feel like. They get in here and they're like, I know these people's names, and if
Yeah.
they knew my name, and we can if you call us, we
At
can know your name.
865-316-6955. Tell
Or-
us your name.
If you support us on Patreon, we can see your name there too.
That you could be
Yeah.
our friends too, because we're all actual real life friends here. We're just not bullshitting on the internet. We're real fucking friends.
Yeah,
Real fucking
real,
friends.
And
real
it's-
fucking friends. If it wasn't for this show, we probably wouldn't talk ever.
I have never stayed in contact with anybody once you moved away. And
Yeah.
it's
Yep.
just the sort of the magic of the internet, man.
It's true.
I love this. This is
Thank
what
you,
we
Al
do.
Gore.
Yeah.
We have all
Yeah,
known each
that's
other
right.
for a very long time, and we hope that the listeners feel the same about us at this point.
I hope the listeners
Yeah.
feel like we've known each other for a long time too.
I mean, Steve-O, you have known Dave since you were like 16,
Yeah,
right?
actually, well, I don't remember when I first met him, but I started working for him when I was 15. But yeah, like I said,
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly when I met him. But yeah, it was 1998. So yeah,
Yeah.
I've known Dave for a long time.
Wow.
Mhm. Yeah.
That's 21 years.
I
Did
mean,
he leave along with Blue Chips? Is that why he's not here? Did he close down too?
He's on his knees in front
There's
of Blue
nothing
Chips,
inside.
yelling, "Why?"
yeah, I mean,
You know, Dave used to do this thing. I think he may have only done it like twice, but he did this big scavenger hunt. He put it all together for.
I
everybody.
remember that.
Yeah, you were there. You were
Yeah.
at West Broadway at the time, right?
yeah, we did that. We didn't take it quite as seriously as you guys did.
We
though,
were
but
into
yeah.
it. Yeah.
Right, yeah, you guys were crazy about
And
it.
and
but-
he had a trophy made for like I think the plaque on the trophy said something like the greatest pizza store in the world or something like that, and it just had this list of just the craziest shit. And I know one of them was a Stretch Armstrong. You basically just had to go find this thing and then show it to Dave, and then he'd mark it off that you found it. Another part of it was he provided each store with one of those disposable Polaroid cameras, and he had a list of I don't know, it was like 5 or 10 things around town that he wanted you to take, and it'd be these obscure things. I remember one of them was an orange UT garage door. Do you remember where that was, Nathan? It doesn't matter.
No, I'm guessing. I'm guessing that was a one. Yeah,
it was one in y'all's area. So we saw that, and we were like scratching our heads, like, where the hell is this? So for the listeners,
probably near his house.
It was 2 different pizza stores in the same town, but one was on one side of the town and one was on the other. Yeah. So we didn't know where this was. And another one was to go and go get your picture taken with an employee from a competitor's,
I knew there was something store. That had to do with the opponents.
And I actually had a friend that worked at our competitor's store, so I was able to just go in there, and I wasn't in uniform, so it wasn't a big deal, but I was just like, hey, I need this for the thing, and we just, we took a picture, not a big deal. But one of y'all's drivers went over there in uniform, I think, and the picture that I saw was of him, and then you see the manager of that other store like pointing, like, get the fuck out.
Dude, that competitor, they used to be fucking evil, man.
Yeah.
They would steal our signs and shit.
Oh, I heard about
that.
They
vandalized.
They would
like
vandalize put their own on there, right?
Yeah. they like stole our flyers. Mm-hmm. Like they did a bunch of nasty shit back then. That manager of that competitor was known for being a crazy asshole.
Which I can attest to because I did work there for some time, for like a year or two. And he was.
I even know who he is.
Yeah.
Was it a pizza chain whose CEO recently said the N-word?
We have no idea. We
admitted to eating 40
we can't
pizzas.
Speak to those things.
You know what's funny is the reason I know who that is. I never worked there, but my first job, my boss was like this complete dick. And he was the guy, he was in his 30s and I was a 14-year-old girl, and he would stand on the stairs and tell me things to do while he's fucking like adjusting his balls, like a fucking eye level with me.
Oh my.
Eye level? At 14, you're at eye level with a grown man's balls?
Is he like doing a Captain Morgan thing on the stairs?
Yes, exactly.
Wow.
And that was his best friend, the boss of the other place. So it makes perfect sense.
It makes perfect sense.
Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. Here's a story that goes along with that. I was delivering a pizza, and I still remember the street, actually. And this was a long time ago. And I was delivering this person, and the guy's like, "Dude, let's hurry this up. And I'm like, "What's the deal?" He's like, "My neighbor is the guy we're talking about, and if he sees me ordering this, he's gonna be fucking pissed with me.
No way.
He's gonna say He's gonna say something to me."
Yeah, that sounds exactly right.
Scared of your neighbor.
Oh man. Yeah, and like to hear him talk to customers, which he was good with customers, but it was like night and day. Somebody come in and like know their name. Hey, how's it going? How's the kids? Oh, how's that new job? He'd just be asking them, and then it was just night and day. He was just such a dick otherwise.
That's like when I was a kid, my sister and I, Eileen, we'd be fighting. We'd fight all the time. She's like a year and a half younger than me. We'd just be arguing and fighting. And my mom would always be yelling at us, "Shut up, quit it, stop it, quit hitting your sister, don't hurt your sister. Eileen, leave him alone, don't bother him." She'd be yelling, and then the phone rings. She's like, Nathan, hello? She just like, hello? And it became a joke. We would always laugh about that. Like, Mom has her fake phone voice.
Yeah.
But guys, I have this dilemma now. I mentioned to Patrick, we don't have a bar now. No. And there's like this criteria of, so Blue Chips was like, it was like a sports bar, but it was part of a dive bar too. Yeah, it was kind of grungy, a little bit. Like all these places in the area, they're just super brightly lit, super clean.
Like a Bennigan's.
Yeah, exactly. That's perfect. Yeah, Blue Chips was kind of dark. You never knew. It was kind of a blue collar crowd.
It was only
but you also
lit by
knew,
neon signs.
Yeah, and you didn't. But it was like blue collar crowd. But then you also didn't know what weirdo was going to walk in the door too.
Yeah.
And so we've got. I guess we have a quest now to try to find
I mean, the closest place to that would be Union Jacks, but
it's all beer.
Yeah,
well, the
it's
thing
just
about
beer,
Blue
though.
Chips is
Yeah.
they had good food and
right.
they had well poured mixed drinks that were also not too expensive.
Right.
In all these other places, they underpour their drinks and they charge too much. So
it kind of sounds.
And then you want to drink beer, but we don't want to drink beer because we're trying to be good and do low carb again. So
what's a non-expensive well drink price to you?
What were they? They were like $3.50, $4.
$3.50 to $5.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's like price of a beer
for like a shot and a half.
Yeah.
At a place I've worked at, we had $2.50 wells during happy hour, and then I think they went to $3.75 the rest of the time.
It kind of sounds like you might be describing why they went out of business.
maybe.
Could be, yeah.
Maybe.
You guys should reopen it. That's what you should do. Don't be sad.
I would love to
reopen it as Blue Chips.
Go in together as business partners.
Yeah, green
or
chips.
Green Chips or Blue Chips 2.0.
I'll reopen it as Nathan's Blue Chips.
Yeah.
Have Nathan be real big on the sign and then Blue Chips real small.
Yeah.
We'll bootleg all of our liquor so we can compensate for the ginger pours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know.
And don't do that fucking
probably
20
good for
cent
me.
wing shit.
No.
That's got to kill you because you can't be making much money off of that.
Make them 25 cents, man. You got to compete with Applebee's.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what they do? Yeah, they do the 25 cent, right?
I think it's either 20 or 25. I think it is 25 cent boneless wings, but I saw a commercial for it once and I was like, oh, well, it's a shame it's Applebee's, but okay.
Yeah, they were doing that. It was after a launch one day and got invited by some other photographers and they were doing the 25 cent boneless thing and it was Veterans Day. The worst day. We actually got in, but man, we were waiting 30 or 40 minutes for our food. And then one of the guys was like, hey, can I get another order of that real quick? And she's like, honey, do you see what's happening here? Like there were people, waiting outside and, waiting for tables. And she's like, look, it's, I don't mind you being here. I'm not trying to run you off, but it's going to be 20, 30 minutes before you get anything.
Yeah. I don't like going to regular restaurants anymore. I'd rather go to a bar for food. Much rather go to a bar.
Sometimes I have a hankering for like Applebee's quesadillas or something like that. I like those,
Yeah.
We can try to do is it the Korean place across from it?
Yeah.
The rice drinks or whatever it is.
You guys could try to be like
soju.
There's it's in St. Louis, maybe other places too, but it's called Seoul Taco. Seoul as in like Seoul, like Seoul, Korea, Seoul. And,
okay.
And it's basically another burrito joint, like salsaritas or whatever. It's not like the Subway style where you go down the line and tell them what you want on it. You just order something, but you can add things like egg. That's interesting. But the main ingredient that sets them apart to me is they have yum yum sauce as an option.
Oh.
And it is awesome because it's got the Korean rice, and Korean beef and stuff, and they got the yum yum sauce I'll put in there. So hey,
you want yum yum sauce on your burrito?
Yeah, I don't know if they call it that. They probably call it shrimp sauce, but
all yum yum sauce is like sugar mayonnaise.
Yeah, hey, that might be all it is. But you walk into Epic Burrito or Rock the Guac and try to get some yum yum sauce. I mean, yeah, sure. You can get home. You can get it home and open the damn thing up and pour it on there. Sure, I guess if you want to go.
It's not the same.
Ask that girl about yum yum sauce, and she'll slap you in the face.
So, still got that yum yum sauce.
I'm here for the yum yum.
You know what I mean. Wink at her.
All right. Well, I told you guys how depressed I am. How's everybody else doing?
I got a big hole in my wall.
Yeah.
So there's that.
We have go ahead. Ask Brad.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna mention something about sumo that nobody's gonna be interested in. But Brad, have you finally seen why Hakuho is the greatest of all time?
Yeah,
while watching
Jesus
this?
fucking Christ. I remember that night where he jumped the gun and then he was like, all right, my bad. And then the other guy jumped the gun and he just takes the other guy and pushes him back. And I'm surprised nobody gave a shit about that.
Breach of etiquette. So yeah, currently in the world of sumo, we have the greatest Yokozuna to ever live as far as the amount of wins that he has accrued. And he finally got better from his injuries. And you see guys dominate and they go up against this guy and he just slaps them down like it's nothing. Yeah. He's incredible. Like there's 2 Yokozuna. One has won 7 tournaments, and this guy he was out this tournament. Hakuho has won 43.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy
43 titles, and it's by far his record will never be broken, and it's only going to go up.
You don't think Inho's going to rise? And do you think they're going to eventually pick him apart and figure out how to beat him like they did?
People keep saying that. You know, he's actually Hakuho's student, so that's a big benefit to him. But yeah, he definitely has an uphill battle being the little guy in sumo, but he's got a lot of strength and he's really quick. So
what was his record on this one? Do you know?
He was 8-7, so he got.
Wow, really? Man,
yeah, he got his.
I feel like every match I watched,
he squeaked by.
I thought every match I watched was a victory for him.
Yeah, so in sumo you have 15 days, you have 1 match a day, and you need 8 wins to rank up. So he ranked up again. That's three in a row he's ranked up. So
okay, wow, that's that's surprising. I thought he was ruling the roost, as they say.
He's going to need to step up his game.
I think he needs to put on muscle. I think he needs to put on some muscle and just get.
I just remember some guys when they get in the ring and they're lining up and actually wait, there was one, I don't know if it was this tournament or the last, where they lined up and then they both put their fist down but neither of them moved.
Yeah, that was this tournament.
Yeah, and
that was Enho.
Well, yeah, Enho didn't move because he was waiting to react, and then the other guy was waiting to react, and it was like this weird standoff.
Yeah, the guy was pulling. So people don't know, Enho's the smallest guy in the top division, so he's got to get in. He's relying on his speed. So this guy he was going up against knew that, and he was basically, as they were starting, he was backing up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he started way the fuck.
So he's backing up, and Ho's like, "Well, I'm not going to rush in if you're backing up."
Mm-hmm.
So they both stood up, and the referee was like, "No, do that again," and then they did again. There's no rule against what happened.
Right.
Literally, the referee was just pissed. It was yelling, "Go, go!" But there's actually no rule that says you have to do that. It was just one of those things where. But I think he ended up winning that match. Pretty sure.
Yeah, he did.
But yeah, anyway, everybody should go on YouTube and watch sumo. Just go watch it.
Yeah, just go. Yeah, the first thing you find, as long as it's the real like sumo tournaments, don't look for that American bullshit.
Don't watch the American stuff. It's horrible to watch.
Yeah. But it's really interesting, y'all. I mean, if you've ever been into any kind of, wrestling even, or, UFC, any of that stuff, you'd like it. Guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
I even have fun watching it. I get really into it when I'm watching it.
That's how you always say, I have fun watching it. It's never, I like it.
I like it.
As soon as Sumo's not on the TV anymore, she's like, okay, time to resume the rest of my life.
Yeah, I forget about it when it's not on, but when I'm watching it, it's awesome. I do like it. I like to pick who's going to win based on which color of their diaper I like better. And I'm always right.
Yeah.
It's
always right.
I like Todd's system of looking at the guys like, I'm going to see who's got the biggest haunches.
Biggest ass.
We didn't
muscle.
watch any of it live this go around. Brad's been going to sleep earlier, so that somehow affects my schedule, but it does. But we haven't been watching
when you
them
crawl
live.
when you crawl into the purple bed next to him, you guys will fall asleep together.
Well, obviously, yeah. Well,
boys.
So we've been watching we've been watching the next day recaps where it's a much quicker process because they just show the fights and not all the in between stuff. But I kind of miss the in between stuff. You know, all the
Yeah.
I don't miss the ads or whatever those are that he's reading, where he's holding up the thing and he's
Yeah, that's definitely an intermission. Go make a sandwich or something time.
Yeah,
because that's boring.
but
I think
I
it's
like the
just naming
tradition
off
of all that stuff. It's cool, and the different singers, and you guys have given them nicknames and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Little Elvis
See-
or whatever.
You got Elvis, you got bald Elvis, you got fat Elvis, you got soccer dad.
Got 3 Elvises. You got soccer dad.
We should just do a
You got young
stream
Elvis.
over. We should do a stream over sumo.
I would love
sometime.
to.
Yeah, I'm
would
down.
love to.
Yeah, next tournament, let's do a sumo stream.
That
Just,
would be fun.
Just pick one match. Like we, obviously we can't do it every night, but like pick a night and then we just do it.
Go all the way.
Yeah, just do the whole
See,
thing.
the time to do it would be January, because right now, since we're in standard time, it's an hour earlier. Right?
Yeah.
So it's ending at 4 in the morning rather than 5 in the morning.
Yeah, that'll be a lot more doable for me.
Yeah.
Because as soon as spring break starts, I ain't gonna have no goddamn time.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I think, and hell, maybe we get some listeners to actually tune in on the stream and appreciate this crazy.
We just
thing
got to
we
figure
call
out
sumo.
how to get the video footage. Otherwise, we're just gonna have to bootleg somebody's stream.
I would just use
the stream
just
that's already
use-
being bootlegged.
use Steve-O's, have Steve-O do it through him and just get it from somebody else.
Then
I mean,
you guys watch it yourselves. You just have to mute it.
what are they going to
but I'll
do?
have the
Turn us
audio.
in? It's like stealing from drug dealers. You know, it's like, I guess they could come and break our kneecaps, but they're not going to call the cops on us. You know,
Yeah.
Japanese cats.
you know. Becca, you need to use that word, Japanese caps.
Okay.
Becca, how are you?
Japanese caps.
Yeah.
She get it.
Yeah.
I'm fantastic, as usual.
So I heard you're not coming up here for Thanksgiving. What are you guys doing? You guys got your own little.
I'm real
friend-giving thing
curious
going
about
on?
that
What
too,
y'all doing?
Nathan.
Let's go ahead and nail down our
'Cause
plans
there's
for
been
tomorrow
talk-
on the
yeah.
podcast.
Yeah, the plans have changed.
Has she been? Oh, you guys have just been kind of going around. You don't really know. what
Well,
you're
we
doing.
know we have one main plan in mind, but we had this other peripheral plan that started out as something I like to do. A tradition that I've done once is
Once.
go to Golden Corral on Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah.
Just to, because you can't help but get fresh food because there's so fucking many people there that they just have
No.
to keep putting out fresh food. So the food is fresh. You're gonna wait in line for like an hour, so that's always interesting. But that was my idea, and then Becca noticed that the Radisson was doing a Thanksgiving buffet, and we're like, oh well, that's much closer, and they were taking reservations. Well, she can tell you about her interaction with Radisson today.
Oh man. Okay.
Tell us about Mr. Radisson.
Okay,
Mr.
so-
Radisson's Thanksgiving dinner.
Sing the theme song for Mr.
I
Radisson.
think while she's telling this story, I'm gonna share my screen so you can see this glorious GIF.
I've been watching this GIF. Like, oh my goodness, why is it 60
I don't want to
frames per
talk.
second?
I want to watch it. Okay, so we talked about doing the buffet at the Radisson. So I said, I'll call them. I'll see what this reservation thing is about. Ask what time everything is, whatever. And so I call, and they're a very busy place. So they have a answering service or whatever that says for
Automated,
reservations. Yeah, for reservations type 1, blah, blah, blah. And so it says restaurant. And I'm like, okay, that's probably who I need to talk to. So I went to the restaurant, and it went straight to a voicemail. I thought that was odd, but I wasn't going to leave a voicemail for a restaurant. So I call back, and I just hit 0 to talk to somebody at the front desk. And I would like for somebody to help me act this out, because I really need you guys to hear this the way that it happened.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I'll help you.
I need a volunteer to be me. Okay.
I'll be you.
Okay, so you need to call, and you need to say, I was trying to find out about your Thanksgiving buffet, and I tried to contact the restaurant. Just say that, okay?
Okay. All right. Ring, 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 ring.
Hello.
Hi.
That's not what they say when they answer.
Oh, okay.
Is
This
this
is
the
what she said.
Radisson?
No, wait, this is what she said. Front desk.
Front desk. Hi, I was wanting to call about Thanksgiving, and I wanted to make a reservation with the restaurant.
Hold on. That's what she said. She fucking interrupted me. Hold on. And I said, no, thank you. And I hung up. Because it just made me so mad. You're a business.
What if she had like a rat crawling up her leg?
She could have said something.
Somebody was trying to rob her.
Yeah. She was going to beg you to call 911.
Yeah.
Ma'am, calm down.
She's dead.
So I said I'm going to call back later when it's a different person there because I didn't want to talk to her. And so I did. I called back later, found out that they're only open from a certain period of time. And I said, okay. And she said, and the only times that we're taking reservations for are like 6:45 and 7:45. And I said, okay, well, that blows. Yeah. So, because that ruined kind of our whole plan of going super early to eat Thanksgiving lunch. So
yeah, screw the Radisson.
Yeah.
That don't sound good.
Well, here's the good news. I'm cooking some stuff, all right? And the other day when I was figuring out what the menu is going to be and all the stuff I was going to cook, my friend Stephanie said, there's a sale at Winn-Dixie on some of the stuff that you're going to get. And I said, okay, I'll just hop on over to the Winn-Dixie. And I did, and I got everything in the cart. I had everything that I needed for my meal, and I was so excited. I get to the checkout, and they're ringing it up, and I'm like, oh, yeah, these discounts are awesome. And it comes up to $80, and I'm like, oh, my God, this is a lot. It's worth it, but it's a lot. And then I put in my phone number, and that's when the real discounts got applied, and it ended up being $28.
Damn. But why, though?
It was the ham. Because the ham was on sale. It was like regular price.
It was the ham.
Did a lot of pork got recalled?
$60 ham.
$60 ham turned into $1.25. It was a Thanksgiving miracle. Mr. Radisson, thank you.
Well, I became a woman that day.
I'm a real woman now, thanks to this ham, Mr. Radisson.
Immediate
talking. I can keep doing this.
Immediate ovulation.
Mr. Radisson turned me into a real woman that day with that Thanksgiving ham. When he just threw that gravy right at my chest.
I need to talk to Mr. Radisson about
Mr. Radisson, I need to talk to your front desk staff.
It's like Enho out there dropping panties as soon as he walks in.
Yep.
Enho is Mr. Radisson.
That's right.
What would they do if women started throwing panties into the ring? What would they do?
It's bad luck.
Well,
it's got like particles of women.
It's Japan. They probably just be sniffing them
Were you watching the other night where there was some bitch just yelling the entire fucking night? Like every single not like she was just screaming her lungs bloody murder. I think this might have been on one of the lower ranked matches, but I almost thought about texting you like, are you watching this shit right now? Because I need to watch it on mute tonight.
There's some crazy fangirls in there, at times.
Well, they were like lower ranked.
Yeah. Maybe that was her son in there.
Oh, it sounded like
all of her sons.
Yeah,
she's got that mom rage going.
She's like a groupie for sumos.
Yeah,
she likes them.
She hooked up with the entire generation before this one, and now all of her children are out there.
Oh, you see, sumo wrestlers they're quite the catch in Japan. Yeah. They all basically they're all married to like models, basically.
Oh yeah, a lot of them got married this tournament, didn't they? Or just got married?
Yeah, a couple of them.
Good for them.
I think it's a distraction from their real goal.
This is such a distraction, Mr. Radisson.
Hey, Patrick, how's it going?
It's great. Great. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
I don't.
no.
You're not really convincing me.
No, I'm not. Not convincing at all.
What's going on, man?
Not great.
He's trying to hold back his tears from blue chips still.
What's the matter?
Yeah, it's set. I didn't want it to be true.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm very upset about that. Long journey of finding a new place now.
It's
I don't
gonna
think
be
it's
hard.
gonna happen.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna. Oh, I was on this for a minute, but it's like either you have annoying sports bars or you have like hipster bars.
Yeah.
Or you have just the grungiest of the grungy. Like
Yeah.
that one place it's like a fucking swingers bar.
Yeah, Twisted Mike's. Yeah.
Well, yeah, okay. It's a place where
you want their phone number?
The band you're in played that is like a creepy like
they pay us well. I mean they've been great
a
to
middle-aged hookup bar.
Yeah.
Like
it's definitely a swingers bar is what it is.
And you said you guys don't have a bar anymore.
And then there's the ones you can't go to because of other people you know that go there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we always loved that.
Not that it was
caveat.
a great bar. I mean,
no,
but they had karaoke. And everybody
liked it.
was afraid to sing, so we could get up on stage real quick instead of the drunk girl that's been up there 8 times and ruined every song.
Who was that?
Who?
Pick one. Abigail Gentry.
Oh, okay.
You remember her, don't you?
Yeah, I remember Abigail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know her name.
I was gonna say Abigail Radisson.
Radisson in your Radisson voice.
She was hanging with Mr. Radisson.
And the guy that would always get up and sing Pussy Control.
Mm-hmm.
Shaver.
Oh, yeah. Pussy Control!
He used to make me so mad because every time I would sing Killing Me Softly, he'd get up there and start screaming it at me. Oh, it made me so mad.
God,
I had so loud.
Totally forgotten about that guy.
I've seen him recently.
Didn't he have like an accident that made his voice that way?
Yeah. Like brain damage or something.
Yeah, he got like hit on the head.
Yeah.
Okay. Never was the same.
Todd talked about it like, yeah, he deserved it because he was an asshole.
And it made him into a nice guy. Everybody loves that guy.
Yeah.
Like it like knocked the asshole right out of him.
Yeah.
Along with 60 IQ points probably.
Probably.
You get to be real nice when you have to rely on strangers to read things to you.
Steve-O.
Oh man, I'm surprised Brad didn't bring this up, but he is staring at a hole in his wall. But you remember? Oh man, this is going on a year or more. Remember our knockoff Roomba we got a while back? Oh, we're talking like a year and a half.
Yeah, your robot.
Yeah, the shitty knockoff Roomba. Well, it has been replaced by a Roomba iRobot, real deal. Oh, and it's beautiful.
670
nice
series.
Yeah.
Only hooks up to the 2G or 3G Wi-Fi, 2G Wi-Fi, but whatever. Who cares?
Yeah, it don't matter. We'll be able to. Another thing that we're replacing is our router. So hopefully we'll have fewer issues. But we'll be able to control it with our phones and all that kind of shit. But the beautiful thing is that it just works, and it has very satisfying little bings and bells. And whenever it gets,
did you play with it?
Yeah,
did it go back to its base?
It did. It was at its base, and
wonderful.
whenever I just wanted to see it work, so I hit the clean button. You have to hit clean twice. Whatever you want it to do, you have to hit it twice.
You had to hit it twice?
Yeah, I hit the clean button, and then it lit up. And it didn't do anything, so I hit clean again, and then it started.
Oh, maybe it was just.
I mean, can you talk to it and shit?
I don't know if you can talk to it. Maybe through the app, possibly.
You got a smart speaker for it?
I know it'll do the Alexa. Like Alexa can do it. I haven't looked up because I got a Google Mini now. I haven't looked up to see if Google Mini can start it, but who cares? We got.
It doesn't matter. And you could set the schedule or whatever, and it'll.
You can't be like, clean my room, bitch, and she's like, yes, master.
Yeah, it doesn't have a voice. I was hoping that it would have it. Like the knockoff one had a voice, like charging start.
Have you named this
broken Chinese accent voice? That part was my favorite part of the old Roomba.
Yeah. The previous one's name was Rosie, but
this one's named Rosie because I already named it. I already got the app and logged in. I thought about Rosie 2.0, but no, I don't want to say run Rosie 2.0.
Oh, you can actually say, if it works with
I don't
the
know.
Google thing.
It should.
The next upgrade I'm gonna do to it is I'm gonna figure out how to make it swear whenever it runs into something.
Oh, you can make it make
cool.
sounds that you tell it to make?
So you can I don't know. Do we want to get into this? It can be done.
I'm sure
Yeah,
you can
we don't-
program
There's a Michael
recordings
Reed's
into
video
it.
where
Yeah.
he did it to a Roomba.
You just gotta hack your
Oh,
Roomba.
yeah.
That's what you're saying.
You put a speaker in and you do some things.
I don't know if we want to go that far.
But you don't want to hear
Let's
the
not-
robot say "fuck" when it
No,
runs into
no,
something.
Let's not take it
Why
apart.
not?
Let's not take it apart.
Yeah,
Let's
that's
just
good
have
for
it
me.
work. Because it's got some kind of warranty, and I'm sure it's voided if you go taking it apart.
It did say that there was you were allowed to mess with the programming on it. Like if you were a good programmer and you could do that shit, you were allowed to do it.
If you're a good programmer.
Yeah.
You got
If you are,
Write 'em
I
a
swear
letter.
I'm good, Roomba.
Yeah,
Well, the good news is GitHub is full of okay and good
but I'm
programmers.
not sure what the fuck else would you do with it?
Make it swear, man.
We don't even know like
Eat
if
it
this
to
is.
suck your dick.
Do we know if this
Yeah.
is one of the ones that actually maps out the place, or is it?
No, it doesn't. It does the
it just
same
has to-
random bullshit.
Okay.
It just does it enough times that everything gets clean.
Yeah, that's cool. That's fine.
That's
That's
fine.
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 That's great.
And it's like you have a little pet.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little pet that cleans and yeah.
Doesn't shit everywhere and doesn't make you sneeze.
Does
it
the
actually does
opposite
the
of
opposite
shit.
of a
Yeah.
pet.
Yeah.
It's like a pet, but way better.
It's the anti-pet. It's a
Yeah.
robotic, heartless machine.
When you
You
when
don't
it,
have to feed it, take it to the vet.
well, when it needs to shit, you actually have to remove the shit from it and dump it in the trash can. But that's
but it
okay.
shits on your schedule.
That's right. Shit's on your schedule and not
You're
your
not
pillow.
a slave to the little poop machine you're so fond of.
It doesn't take advantage of you just because you're cleaning up its shit.
My robot takes it. I just feed it electricity.
That's my mom's theory. She's worked with animals her whole life. She's worked for vets, forever, and she has a theory for you animal lovers out there, you pet havers or dog havers, I guess, dog owners out there. She has a theory that if your dog shits in the house, is what we were talking about, shitting in the house at the time, but probably any time. But if your dog sees you pick up its shit, then it will take that as to mean that you are the submissive one because it sees you picking up its shit every time. And now I realize that that's the etiquette when you walk your dog. You are supposed to pick up its shit, but and you should continue doing that. But
you have me at the dog takes advantage of you.
I didn't say that. I didn't say it takes advantage of you, but dogs do have a hierarchy, and if they see themselves as the alpha, then that's how you get fucking shitty little yipping dogs that don't listen to you when someone knocks on your door.
That's why you got to beat them.
No, I don't know. I don't know. It's an interesting thing.
Just throw it in the dryer for a minute; it'll learn.
It was just something she did. Like if one of her dogs shit in the house, she would always put the dog outside so that it couldn't see her picking up the shit.
She didn't put a little spatula to its paw and make it pick up its own shit.
Shit my mom used to do.
Yeah, I mean, she's not.
That's what your mom used to do to you when you shit on the floor.
Yeah. And then I learned to just reach down and touch and just see if I've shit.
Yeah.
From the front, though.
That's a deep cut. Nobody's gonna get that one.
What is happening?
All right, Steve-O, you had an idea. It's the Thanksgiving season and all that shit, but you had a different idea about what we were going to talk about today.
Yeah,
as far as the holiday.
Everybody, I've always hated this tradition, because it's always the most cliche bullshit. But everybody likes to go around and say, "What are you thankful for?" And everybody says, I love my country, or I love my mom and dad.
God bless Trump.
Yeah,
God bless
it's
him.
always bullshit. So I thought it might be funny to just talk about what we fucking hate. Not what we're thankful for.
Yeah,
There's lots of stuff to be thankful for. let's talk about what we fucking hate.
Hatesgiving.
No Thanksgiving.
Yeah. No Thanksgiving. Well, Steve-O, do you want to start us off?
Yeah. Well, okay. I should ask: Are we gonna maybe take a couple rounds, or are we just gonna each have one thing? Or I'll start. I'll start with the thing that I actually prepared for. That way, I get that out of the way.
Try not to say the N word, okay?
I'll try. So the thing I fucking hate is it's no secret that I'm into space, but what I hate is when people say, when they hear that, like, we're going, we're pushing forward into space and we're going to the moon again. And they say, well, we've been there, done that. Why do we need to waste tax money on that when there's so many problems here on the Earth that we need to solve first?
Oh, that one. Yeah.
Yeah,
I hate that one too.
I hate that one. And very timely, there was and this is where I said earlier to you that I had something that was kind of prepared, but there's this clip that come from Fox News, of all places. Neil Cavuto?
Neil Cavuto.
Is that right?
Yeah, he's been on Fox forever.
So he had invited the NASA administrator, Jim Bridenstine, on to talk about the topic was about the Starlink satellites, and they did talk about that stuff, but they took the last 30 seconds or so to talk about. He said, well, actually, he says his question right here, and I've got it queued up, so hopefully it doesn't lose its spot. Play. Oh, okay. Well, apparently it's been loaded up for too long, so I'm going to have to re-queue it. His question is, we've been there, done that. Why do we need to go to the moon again? Okay, that's the part they talked about before. And let me get to that spot. Luckily, I remembered exactly where it was.
Well, I have you this push to go to the moon and revisit the moon. Now, my simplistic view of that, been there, done that 40 plus years ago. Why do we have to revisit that? Now, I get it where that's going to be a launching pad for some of these other interstellar missions and all, but it just seems like going backwards to go forward. What do you think?
Neil, hold on. Neil, you're a money guy. Goldman Sachs did a study. Goldman Sachs said that the world's first trillionaire is going to be somebody or an entity that can mine asteroids and or the moon. We look at all those impacts on the moon, all of those big craters. Right. Those are asteroid impacts from billions of years ago. On Earth, we call them rare earth metals. They're actually asteroid impacts. Earth has a very active geology, a very active hydrosphere. The moon does not, which means anything that impacted the moon billions of years ago is today right where it was billions of years ago. In other words, there could be massive deposits of platinum group metals on the moon. I'm not saying there is. Right. I'm saying it could change the balance of power on Earth, and it ought to be the United States of America that makes those discoveries.
Yeah.
Don't you feel like a dumb bitch, Cavuto?
To go back to the moon. I don't know where they're coming from. Jim, seriously, thank you very, very
well,
much.
He listened to the answer.
Yeah, he did. That was actually really impressive how he seemed to kind of come around on that.
My thing, like what you said first, was why do we go to the moon when we have problems here on Earth? Mm-hmm. That's the one that gets me. That irritates me. Mm-hmm. But I'm pretty sure I have said in the past on the show is why are we going to the moon why don't we just go to Mars? I've said that before.
Right.
And I understand the arguments for each, but I think those are kind of separate things. Like people complaining about NASA, and then they say something about there's these people starving over here. It's like, and I guess I would ask them, it's like, okay, did you like buy yourself some clothes this week or a video game or some movie or
some
like
kind
why?
Of entertainment? Yeah.
You could have like gone down to the homeless shelter and given some money away. Why did you do that?
Right.
It's,
oh God. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, for me, it's like, it's really cool. And I think that, humanity needs to, like, in the grand scheme of things, I don't think there's an asteroid coming to hit us anytime soon, but in the grand scheme of things, humanity has always gone beyond the horizon, and now we've run out of horizons on the Earth. We've explored all the land anyway. There's lots in the ocean, but that's one of our survival traits, is that we're constantly pushing out to go somewhere else and see what else is out there, because we always find new new benefits to the places that we find. So to me personally, it's important that we do this, and I think that it would be really cool if it was our generation that did it. It's kind of something that when we come, when we're coming to the end of our lives, be like, well, it's really cool that it was our generation that did it. I may not have played much of a part in it, but it was us that did it. But that's an interesting point that I think not a lot of people know about. And when I saw it, I was like, that's a really good argument right there, is because, someone is going to make those discoveries. Some country is going to make those discoveries. And, for all of our failings in the U.S., I do still think that we need to be the ones leading in all of that type of stuff. We need to be the ones to find those deposits of whatever kind of materials are there, so that, we have, the biggest say-so on what to do. From, hell, maybe we find so much shit out there that we are able to pull ourselves out of debt.
That would be a lot. That'd be a lot of shit on the moon. Yeah.
I mean, because NASA's they're not allowed to, do profit, but if NASA found these deposits and stuff, and companies were able to come in and mine it and somehow figure out a way to get it back down to the Earth to be used, or using it up in space, the tax revenue from that, it would be a completely new tax revenue, where it's like, now we're making goods, or, we're chugging along, we're mining what we can or whatever, but there's not really much, like, we're in so much debt that, like, it's serious problems. But if there was a completely new stream of income coming from somewhere else, then maybe we'd be able to pull ourselves out of it. That's mine. That's what I fucking hate.
That's what you... Patrick, tell me something you hate.
Something I really hate as of lately at my job is people that come into my store the last 3 minutes of the fucking day.
Yeah.
So now I'm stuck with them for like an hour and a half, 2 hours.
And they probably
that's
had
different
that
from
discussion.
you.
Yeah. They're like, oh, well, they're about to close. Well, let's get there now.
Yeah, like why?
Yeah, see,
You've
for
had
us,
all day.
Like in our work, that's like an extra 20 minutes, but for you, that could be an hour.
Yeah.
And it's retarded.
And then because you probably, like, don't you usually have to contact like it's not customer service, but like some call center somewhere, and to make it complete. And then at about that time, that's when they're starting to check out too, right?
Yeah.
So it's a little harder to get on the phone with somebody.
Yep. And they're like, well, there's got to be something you can do. No.
There's nobody. And like,
there'd be a lot I could do in the middle of the business day, but 3 minutes before every business like this one shuts down, it's pretty hard to get people to do things at this time.
Yeah, they go down to a skeleton crew after all the stores close.
Yeah, like, oh, you got a 2 hour wait time.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we're going to sit here.
Like, what, you have to hold too? Yes, I have to hold too.
I am just like you. I'm not a robot.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that sounds shitty.
My mom's sick, but let's go ahead and get you that new Razor phone.
Yeah. I thought I was going to be spending Thanksgiving with my family, but no, I'd much rather do this.
They say they don't know how much longer she's got, but you know what? Hey, let's talk about accessories real quick since you're here.
You're going to
like Bluetooth charging.
There's like that new flip. There's another flip phone now.
The Razor that's about to come out.
Is that the one?
The screen folds. Like I want to see one. I'm not interested in owning one, but I really do want to see one.
No,
I'll wait till they're 3 generations deep in that technology before I consider.
There's
not a
fold phone. There's not a point for that at all.
It's gimmicky.
It's gimmicky. That's all it is.
Yeah, it's for nostalgia. It's like,
didn't you love your Razor?
Yeah, that's how they're branding it too.
Remember your Razor? Remember how much fun
that
was?
So the Razor has the Razor foldable screen too.
Yeah,
I thought it was just another flip phone. I thought it was like
it's a flip phone, but it's a smartphone, and the screen folds, but it's the same shape as the Razor.
Right.
Folds up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody I know that had a Razor loved it, as soon as they got it, and then fucking hated it.
That's what I said.
Shortly after.
Yeah. They
I
were
some of my
Meanwhile, I'm laughing an
dad,
LG candy bar full keyboard.
Some of my friend's dad was like, he was a real Trekkie, and he had a flip phone, and he had like messed with the hinge so that he could like flip it out like he was Captain Kirk.
Hell yeah!
So he could just
without
like,
breaking it.
That. Yeah. Brad, I want to hear something that you, besides the hole in the wall, I want to hear something you hate.
I figure I better play PC this time, but it's something I really do hate. I see it a lot more whenever I go and visit my parents in Ohio because it seemed like everybody did it up there. People down here, I had it happen today. And anyway, you know when you're driving in traffic and you're going the speed limit and then some asshole pulls out right in front of you. The other lane's fine. Other lane's clear. Nobody's coming in that lane, but they pull out in front of your lane and they pull out in front of you, and then they don't accelerate quickly like they're in a hurry. They just go whatever.
Like they had to go right then, but
they
all of
go
a sudden
right
they're not in a hurry anymore.
Right in front of you, and they're not in a hurry anymore. I fucking hate that. I've thought about getting out of my car and knocking on the window and being like, "Hey, so what's up?" And they're like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You know, of course they'll be worked up because it never seems to be a logical person that would do that.
Yeah.
Just seems to be a selfish piece of shit. Perhaps a Karen or a boomer if you're nasty. Yeah. And I have seriously had talk myself down from getting out of the car and going to jail.
Yeah, there was one time a long time ago on my first paper route. You know, it's kind of out in the country, and you know I got to drive out quite a ways to even get started, and it was late. And I got behind this pickup truck, and he was going like 10 miles an hour under the speed limit, and I tried to pass him, and he would speed up intentionally to keep me from passing him, just to fuck with me. It was the only there was no reason. It was just to fuck with me. And this was probably like 10 years ago, and I was so mad. If I had a gun, I would have been shooting out the window. And that's why I figured out, like, I don't need to carry a gun with me.
Yeah.
I don't need to do that because I have never been that murderously angry before or since. I just I couldn't get around him no matter what I did. And then finally I just slowed way down. Just screaming angry, but I finally just slowed way down and just said, okay, go on. Just go on. I'm just going to sit here. I'm just going to sit here. You go away.
I do give that, like, if they're turning or they switch lanes and I'm, of course, passing them, I do give them the look like, I got to see this piece of shit that did it. And it was like 100-year-old lady who looks ragged as fuck.
And she don't know what's going on. Ragged.
I mean, haggard and ragged, baby.
Hung up wet.
And brothered.
Smothered and brothered.
Yeah, it was. I was like, and then I figured out, I was like, I'll just let it go and live my life.
So wait, before this, Brad, you said going PC. What did you mean by that?
I couldn't think of anything better that would either give away where I work.
Okay.
Or, just work shit.
Oh, work shit.
If I say I hate people that don't tip or people that just come for happy hour and they pretend like you're best friends with them and then they leave you like a 5% tip.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like those people.
That reminds me of another one, so hopefully we'll do another lap.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Bekah.
I guess I did too.
I hate when my feet fall asleep. It's really hard for me to think this way. It really is. I used to be really negative, and I don't feel that way anymore.
But now you're beach bitch Becky.
It's bitch Becky like, to Siggy.
This is in Florida. This new emergent
2-trip Becky to Siggy.
How do you feel about when multiple people just don't show up to work?
Listen.
They still have a job. That's what's insane.
I have my way of thinking about that. we won't get into that. I mean, you guys, anybody that's listened to this show for any amount of time, and you guys all know the things that I don't like. You know that I don't like when people don't follow rules. You know that I don't like rude people, and it's I don't want to get into a rant. You know, like because I will. I mean, it's not like things don't irritate me. Like being interrupted, like today when I talked to that lady at the Radisson, that irritates me.
Hold on.
Yeah, Brad beat me to it.
It really irritates me a lot. And obviously, I mean, I hung up on her, and that's not something Beach Bitch Becky would do. That's something Becca would do. But I still hate rude people. And it just like, I was walking into Dunkin' Donuts the other day, and there was a man that was walking in. He had been there clearly for a while because he had his own cup, and he would sit outside, and then he'd walk back in and get a refill and then sit back outside. And he was walking in the door, and there was an employee that was outside that was putting a new trash bag in the trash can. And the man was talking to this employee while he opened the door to go inside, and then let the door shut on the employee who was walking right behind him.
Oh,
that is so rude. And it just, it bothers me so much to see people act that way. And then, you know, the not following rules it also kind of ties into it. Just like people that in grocery stores, we've been over this. Dave would be agreeing with me super hardcore
I really wish
if he
Dave
was here
on tonight, but
we could ask him next week.
Yeah,
you know, Dave's in the middle of nowhere right now.
He could call in.
He's with his like fucking family.
I bet he's having to go around the circle and everybody say what they're thankful for.
They're being all sappy and family like and shit, and having a good time and all that. Disgusting.
Is it really just a way for people to talk about themselves?
It's Thanksgiving is a way for people to talk about themselves. Yeah. I'm sorry, Becca, did I interrupt you? Don't hate me.
No, I was done.
Okay. I have, since you brought up the door holding thing, I have the inverse of that. I hate it when you're like 20 feet away and the person wants to hold the door for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
I fucking hate that.
It's not necessary. I can totally do it myself.
You're not helping me now. You've obligated me.
Yeah.
That's what you've done. You've now
3-second
obligated me to your good manners. And I have to run up and go, oh, thanks. I hate that shit.
Do the 3-second rule. If they're not going to be through this threshold in 3 seconds, I don't fucking care.
Yeah, that's
if I can plausibly pretend that I don't see them, I let the door go. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like if they're far enough back, like I can act like I don't see them.
They're just getting out of their car.
Yeah.
Jinx.
Yeah, that's my easy thing I hate. I mean, I could talk about shit I hate all day long as far as traffic and annoying people and lazy people at work and all kinds of shit like that. I guess the one, and you guys know, you guys can answer this. I hate social justice warriors. I hate politically correct bullshit. I hate people that don't believe in free speech. I hate that shit.
Yeah.
I hate it. Because and the thing is, those kind of people, they hold the strongest opinions, but they have the least amount of knowledge on it. And they'll even admit that they don't know, but it's all about how they feel about it.
Take something you say and try to form an opinion on your entire worldview based on one thing you say.
Yeah. That's the shit I hate.
Yeah. Another one that I thought of while Brad was talking is when people do the donation to St. Jude's, and then it ends up coming out of my tip.
What?
So I am the one that is involuntarily.
You're making the donation.
I am the one making the donation, and I have. I mean, in the court of law, it might not be deemed evidence, but you know certain people and how much they tip typically. You know. And you know when they order a lot, you know, and you go see them, you know, and if it's typically $2 and the change up to $3, but then the day that you go there and they have the $1 St. Jude's donation on there, and then you get the $1 in the change, you know you are the one that made that donation for them on their behalf.
It's like that thing I see in, like, I don't know if I've ever seen it in person, but I've seen it in movies and shit, where it's like that you give somebody a Christmas gift and they open it up and it's a donation to a charity on their behalf.
It's bullshit.
I gave,
if you want to give the money, Army give the money.
In your name.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
And if give the money and don't give me the gift. Don't put a little bow on it and make it like, oh, you made the donation. No, I fucking did not. Because when you make a donation, you are choosing to give to a charity, right? I didn't make that. Well, I am now.
What if it's a charity I don't agree with?
Yeah. Well,
what if you just keep?
What if it's fucking? What if it's the SPLC or the Planned Parenthood or some shit?
You're right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I do think, or at least it's widely regarded that, St. Jude's is one of the best and most legit charities out there. So it's good, but I feel no obligation to donate to St. Jude's because I do it multiple times every year. Involuntarily.
Anybody else have another hates-giving grievance they want to air?
I hate when plumbers can't do their fucking job right, and I end up with a hole in my wall.
There's a hole in the wall. There it is. Get it up there.
Fucking staring at it, I can smell things in there. It's horrible.
I hate meth heads and pill heads.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
I was exiting the parking lot today. Out the alternative direction. Only Bekah would know. Maybe Brad would know that. Not the main entrance and exit. Yeah, the backside. And I'm creeping my way through the parking lot. I see someone walking from the strip club that's nearby. And so I see her, and so I assume that I should err to the right because that's just normal. And she kind of stumbles that direction. And then, so I err back to the left, and then I realize, okay, we're having a miscommunication. I'll just stop. And then she's shouting something, and I can't understand her because my windows are up. And then she starts doing this. She puts like her finger gun up to her head, and she's like saying something. And so I roll the window down and say, I'm sorry, what? And she goes, "That's it. You're done. You're fucking done." And she had a beer can in her hand, and she just doesn't sling the can, but just slings some beer at me towards my car. She's like, "You're fucking done." And I was like, "What?" And I just
you had tried to hit her or something.
Shit? I don't know what she had in her head, and maybe it was just alcohol, but I hate that side too. I drink. I love drinking, but I hate that side of people. Anybody gets fucked up and turns into that, I hate that.
You just gotta drive by and give her a little open the door as you go by, just a little bit.
Just knock her over.
That. Yeah, a little bit of that.
Yeah.
I hate when homeless people ask me for spare change and I give them change, and it's not the amount that they want.
That's not what I was looking for, bro.
Yeah,
I was looking for some paper
bitch
money.
At me about it. Yeah. That's all I got, man.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Yeah, you just pretend they're not there. It's always the best policy.
Yeah.
I like the ones that hang out outside of 7-Eleven and they just are cool. They just I've had conversations with some of them and they never ask me for money. I like them.
Yeah.
They're those cool Florida living beach bums.
Right. Yeah.
They're having a better time.
Mm-hmm.
Better time of it.
I mean, I'm sure in the back of their minds they're hoping that I'll dish over some money, but I don't feel obligated.
I'll bring it back to the door opening thing. I hate it when I hold the door open for somebody in proper circumstances and they don't say anything. They don't even acknowledge my existence.
Yeah, just give me a head nod.
That's just the good-looking women that do that. They just walk by with their nose up.
This is normal.
Yeah, I deserve this.
This is expected.
This is what you're
No, I'm thinking more like it's a group of three. Like one time that stands out, like I did it for a group of three, I guess teenagers. And the first two, thank me. And then the last one, like, he's on his phone with his headphones on. He looks up at me and just keeps walking. And I just want to grab the headphones like, hey, faggot. Well, wait, no, I can't say faggot anymore because it's 2019.
Oh, it's done did.
Well, I mean it as the asshole term. Hey, asshole.
Hey, we're deep in the show. Everybody here's our friends. This is where everybody knows your name, Brad.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Brad be living. Everybody knows your name.
Yeah. But yeah, that enrages me too. It's just not even proper manners. Or people who talk about the tip right away, because that's where I'm like, hey, you're probably not going to tip.
Yeah.
Which sucks.
Actually, I don't really hate that. That's just that just grinds my gears.
It sucks because I know that I've done that too, but I also tip.
don't yeah. Well, I mean that is you are the plot twist.
Yeah.
But yeah, you normally that's just.
I've learned now. Yeah, you've told me now. And I was like, oh, I didn't realize that was a thing. Well, it's just like with Uber, and I guess that'll be a thing I hate is people that are getting out of the car and they say, yeah, I'll tip you on the app. And they never do. Usually, those are the ones that don't. If they say they're going to tip you on the app, that means do not expect anything.
I've honestly forgot. I forgot that I was going to tell that guy or write a review for the guy at the AT&T mall. I wrote it in my phone, though. I just have to do it. I honestly forgot.
You know something else? You know something else I hate?
Yeah. All right.
When
hold on.
Stop. When people talk and it's quiet and you ask them to repeat themselves and then they say it quieter.
Oh God.
I really hate that.
I hate when I hear chewing and swallowing noises.
Oh my God, me too. That's my biggest one.
Yeah.
I can't believe I forgot.
Ice is clinking, cigarettes burning right next to the mic. Like, come on.
I kind of like the ice clinking if it's a little bit.
Yeah.
Or the gulping whiskey like.
A whiskey, a glass out of a glass sounds fancy, but out of a fucking big gulp, not as much.
You know what else I hate? When I do things that I hate when other people do.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It drives me nuts.
You're just waiting for someone to bust you on it.
Yeah. Yeah. Even if I'm by myself, if I do something like if I forget to stop like before okay, so like if you're at a 4-way stop and you just maybe go before you're supposed to.
Yeah.
And you always get so mad at people when they do that. Mm-hmm. It's something so simple and you always just think what an asshole, but then you do it.
You had to get me into 4-way stops. Here's the worst one. Here's the worst one. 3-way, 4-way stops.
Here we go.
Here's the worst one. Absolutely. You're coming up to the stop. Somebody is already sitting at the stop.
Mm-hmm.
They don't go. They have to wait for you to stop too.
Yeah.
You're in a hurry and they're sitting there and they see you and you stop. They're like, okay, now I can go.
Well, they don't know.
It's like they think that's a fucking it's like they think it's a rule or something.
Or you get waved on.
They might think you're gonna run it.
Or waved on.
Yeah, like I don't wave me on. Go.
Follow the fucking rules
it's
of
just
the road.
Like
we don't. That's why they exist.
Yeah, if you're at a traffic light and you have the green, you're not going to stop and make sure that the opposing traffic is going to stop for their red. You just assume that they're going to. You look. Obviously, you're supposed to look and make sure everyone's doing their thing, but you don't sit there and wait. You don't come to a stop at a green light because the other side is red, but they might just go.
I've been sitting at a left turn on a green on a yield and had the person that was going straight try to wave me through.
Oh God.
I'm like, are you trying to
get us
hit me or something? Are you trying to do an insurance scam? What the fuck are you doing right now? Follow the fucking rules and get out of my way.
I got another one.
Go.
I hate when
It's growing in the show.
When I'm pulling up to a 4-way stop and I need to I'll just say turn left and there's a bicyclist coming from the opposite direction and they're almost to the stop sign, but I go out in front of them, and then I look in the rearview mirror because it usually always happens. They look at me like I'm the asshole, even though they didn't stop at the stop sign like they're supposed to.
Yep. They're idiots. The people on their skateboards, the people on their bikes that don't even look.
Skateboards.
They don't even look to see if someone's coming up, and people come up to those stops fast.
Yeah. And sometimes they protrude out into the intersection a little bit, and they think they think that they have the right of way. I want to stop and say, you are a fucking vehicle. You are supposed to abide by the same rules as a vehicle. I understand if I was on a bicycle and I'm cruising down, and I'm coming up to a stop sign, I don't want to come to a complete stop on a fucking bicycle, but I'm going to be aware that there are cars that will kill me.
Yeah.
You guys see that new video of the bicycle going through the crosswalk?
No.
So it's like 4 lanes with a median, and a couple bicycles go through, and then you see these 2 cars coming, and the one is going this way, and he's just like, he's gonna keep going, and then he throws up his hands like, "What? You're supposed to stop." You're supposed to stop, and this fucking van just fucking plows into him. It's just like, your outrage is not going to save you if somebody is not paying attention.
Can you give me search terms?
No, I saw it somewhere.
Okay.
You can go to the ync.com, probably find it there.
But did you see that one, Patrick? It was a pretty good one.
No, I haven't seen it. Don't pull that up on the screen.
Oh, don't?
I feel like
do not pull that website up on the stream.
Okay.
I feel like they didn't.
Let's put it back on the twerking.
I don't know what that is.
Let's play it safe.
Twerking turkey.
And they hit him fairly hard, but it didn't look hard enough to kill him. So
so it probably will not be on that
gory.
website.
It's not like arms flying.
Oh, is that
off.
like Mucho Succo or something from back in the day? Or E-bombs?
Guess.
I mean, E-bombs wasn't that bad, but Mucho Succo was the one. If you were morbidly curious back in the day, that's where you went.
That's pretty much what that website is. Yeah.
Anybody remember ogrish.com? Is that still around?
Yeah.
The what? I remember rotten.com.
Ogrish.
Yeah, I remember rotten.com.
Yeah, rotten.
I don't like this super fucked up gross shit anymore. I've seen enough.
Yeah, I saw enough probably 15 years ago, 20 years ago. Not 20, 15. Yeah,
I used to go to Live Leak sometimes, and they would have a lot of the war stuff. But they had
one. What came up when I looked up Ogrish just now?
There was one on Live Leak, and it was like this is the last time I'm doing this, and it was like fucking. Like a threshing machine, like this farming implement.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
And a guy had fallen into, got run over by it, and it was like the village was gathered around, and they were pulling the guy's body out of the. Oh man, it was brutal. I like funny gory. Like if you guys, everybody listening, go watch Tokyo Gore Police. I like that, but this like really dark, terrible. Like real violent shit of people actually being murdered.
The last video I seen, it was an old man that was married to a woman that was living a second life of masturbating with gay dudes on like live streams. And he would do it anytime she would like leave the house. Well, he was doing that naked, and he had a heart attack and died on the stream. So the stream was still going this whole time. So you watched him die.
Then you see
and
her
everything.
Come home.
She comes home. She doesn't know what's going on. She's freaking out. She calls the ambulance. EMTs come in, and the EMT notices what's going on, and he shuts the camera off. He's like, "Oh, okay."
Good man.
Yeah.
Good man.
Good man. Well, better late than never, but
yeah.
Oh, that's kind of a funny one. I mean, he went out doing what he loved, I mean, it's
masturbating to the gay dudes. Yeah.
It's not the worst way to die.
Yeah. I just remember hearing that old lady's voice, Bob! Oh, if only you knew what Bob was doing.
He's not the Bob.
I know we're getting run late, but I still want to do one round of this game, Bekah. That's okay there, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Absolutely.
Game Bekah. Let's do one round.
What's this game again?
It's the game where I give you something and you have to answer it quickly. So it'll be like a thing, and it'll be like a category. You have to give me 3 of something in 5 seconds.
3 of something. Okay.
And this game on my phone allowed me to enter players' names. So it's gonna tell me whose turn it is. So and it's gonna give me random stuff every time. So whatever you get, you're stuck with it. Okay, so we're gonna start with Nathan.
Oh.
You have 5 seconds to name 3 inventors.
Thomas Edison, Tesla, that black guy that invented the cotton gin.
Eli Whitney.
Thank you, Eli Whitney.
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
We don't have the sounds going. Does it not have the beep, boop, beep?
Let me see.
Click your thing.
I'm gonna see.
Click.
Okay, let's experiment with it, and this time with Patrick's turn.
Okay.
You have 5 seconds to name 3 American sports teams.
Saints, Patriots, Bulls.
There's a sound.
What a happy sound.
Was that loud?
It's fine.
That sounds
So
good.
he got it?
Yep.
Yeah, I got it.
All right.
That was easy.
You could say like 3 random animals. You could answer that one correctly.
Yeah.
Guys, it's Dave's turn.
Oh.
How'd you put his name in?
I'll be Dave. That's all right.
Or we can all be Dave.
Well, I'll be Dave.
Yeah, everybody is Dave.
It's just going to be shouting.
We're all Dave today.
Okay.
Sorry,
you have
listeners.
5 seconds. You have 5 seconds between the 4 of you to name 3 types of pie.
Pumpkin.
Apple.
Cherry. Swiss.
Swiss is my favorite pie.
Yeah, look that Dave gets. He's like,
what?
Like he always thinks he has way more time than he really does.
He would have nailed that in 1 second, though.
Yeah, he would have nailed a pie.
Yeah.
Some
He
pies.
nailed that pie.
Dave, I hope that you were playing along while you're listening, because I'm sure you'll listen.
Yeah.
All right. Are you ready for Brad's turn?
Oh, God.
Okay. You have 5 seconds to name 3 things that are heavy.
Kettlebells, cars, trucks.
Fantastic. Great job.
You missed your chance to say my dick.
I did. Oh, no.
Damn it.
Oh,
Brad said he was going to keep it PC tonight.
That's what he said.
Oh, he did say that. Becca, give yourself a round.
Yeah, actually, Becca should have been Dave.
It might actually do. I think I might have put my name because you know who? I just had to skip another turn because I guess I downloaded this game and I had intended for us to play it on the night that Mad Mike was here because he was one of the players.
Oh, right. So you have a mic in there.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
That would have been awesome.
Yeah.
Damn.
All right, so next time it comes around to Dave's turn or Mike's turn, I'll just do that as my turn because
How much money are we gonna have to pay Mike to get him to come back? I wonder.
$20,
like
50 cents.
Let's get him a $20 gift card to
Subway.
I mean, he's big time now. He's got a show now.
Yeah, he's like, yeah.
Okay.
I'll never be that famous again. It's the time I talked to Mad Mike.
Yeah. He's got a show?
Yeah.
Yeah, he talked about it.
Don't you remember you looking up the website
pulled it up.
and him getting mad thinking that you were fact-checking him, not believing him?
Yeah. Right. It's, yeah. It's a show about him and other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Steve-O's turn.
Okay, here we go.
You have 5 seconds to name 3 green foods.
Green beans, peas, and celery.
Celery.
You did it.
I almost said carrots.
The chance to say goblin.
Then my brain told carrots are not green. Well, actually,
Great
they're
job.
green. Well, I mean, they're green in the ground because all you see is their sprouts sticking out.
There's some different colored carrots.
So I could have.
There's purple ones, white ones. And I want to say there are some green ones.
Isn't that called something? What is that called? The carrot top? They use it on MasterChef. What is
heirlooms?
No, the green, like the hair, the carrot's hair, the green leaves. What is that called? I know
I don't know, but this is interesting because Carrot Top His hair is red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The top of a carrot is not
Maybe
or
it's-
orange or anything. It's green.
He's called Carrot Top because his hair is the same color as a carrot.
Mm.
You guys want to know what I hate?
The traditional carrot.
I used to have a crush on Carrot Top.
Oh god,
I hate that
Oh,
too.
God.
that sucks.
You know, you want to know what did it for
He's
me?
pretty ripped. You know,
Yeah, he got
It-
rich
That's
as fuck.
exactly what it was. Okay, so he was in some bullshit Dennis the Menace movie that came out in like the early 2000s, where like it was Don Rickles that played Mr. Wilson, and these two con men tricked him into buying this like nasty root that he could drink with like hot tea that would reverse aging. Anyway, one of the swindlers was Carrot Top, and I remember this one scene where he was wearing a tank top, and I was like, "What the fuck? That dude has like serious muscles," and I just immediately had a crush on him after that. Thankfully, I'm over it.
Thankfully, oh man.
Carrot tank
So
top.
she says.
Carrot tank top.
Started ovulating right there.
I became a woman that day.
Call me Mr. Radisson Carrot.
Step aside, Kevin Sorbo.
No, Kevin Sorbo, you stay right where you are.
Oh,
You're my number one.
Do you like? What about Christian Kevin Sorbo? That's what we have now. Super Christian Kevin Sorbo.
I prefer to think of him as Hercules.
Hercules. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
We all do. We all think of him.
It's just like Brendan Fraser. You prefer to think of him as George of the Jungle because that was when he looked his best.
How do I go?
I'm a mummy crowd.
Yeah, I'd go with Mummy.
Yeah, Mummy was
Encino
awesome.
Man.
Yeah.
Encino Man for sure.
Yeah.
Monkey Bones.
George of the Jungle.
Did you actually see Monkey Bone?
Yeah, he was in Monkey Bone.
I know he was in it, but did you actually watch the
I'm not.
movie?
Yeah.
seen it.
Oh my
Seen
goodness.
Patrick
Crazy.
watches movies. I don't know if you know
Patrick,
this.
yeah, that's a good
Watch
point.
all
Yeah.
Patrick watches movies.
I watch
Sometimes.
movies too, but I watch the same movies.
it. Sometimes we watch movies and we get into drunken conflicts about these movies.
Speaking of which, all y'all go and watch No More Popcorn.
Oh
Hey.
yeah.
Hey, thanks, Steve-O. Appreciate
Good shit.
Thank you.
Sometimes I
thank
fall
you.
asleep to you guys. I'm sorry. I
I
might not
appreciate
make it
it.
to the end, but I hit that play button, and that's the last thing I'm listening to as I'm drifting off to dreamland.
And then he
Cool.
dreams about you.
Last
that-
thing I listened to before drifting off the dreamland involved heat rises, semen rises. Heat rises, semen rises.
That old classic.
That
It was a
actually
classic.
came up as like an actual legit part of a conversation the other day.
Really?
It was something that needed to be said out loud. in
I watched the
response to
video
something
again.
else.
Everybody looks so young and full of energy.
Yeah, it was awesome. Tito, shut up.
Shut the fuck up, Tito.
We got company.
So run down and haggard now.
We are weathered.
4
by
years
life.
later, or
Ugh.
something like that.
Doesn't
All right,
seem
Becca,
like 4 years.
We got more rounds of this.
Sure.
We got. I mean, we haven't finished this round. Is what I mean.
Well, it's
Brad,
it's-
why does it look like you're jerking somebody off?
Yeah.
I got this thing that came with my purple
What?
sheets. Yeah, it's very fancy. It's like a.
Does that help you go to sleep or something?
It helps me fucking fiddle around now, doesn't it? Swing it around.
Is that part of No Nut November? Is it just?
I don't know, but it can be.
Yeah, as you swing it around, you can't really see the string. It just looks like your hand is just.
Yeah, just that's what I'm saying.
It's gonna go well.
Well, no,
I'm gonna get.
he was like this.
Yeah.
So it looked like it was off screen.
I'm jerking off the man in the hole in the wall.
the fucking possum.
Mr. Radisson to you.
Mario's installing an extra large glory hole into
Yeah.
your bedroom there.
Yeah.
Well, it ain't gonna suck itself.
All right, so this thing says it's Nathan's turn.
All right.
This is going to be a challenge, all right?
Oh, good.
You have 5 seconds to name 3 states in America.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Florida,
You're stuck
Oh,
with
it
it.
started. Did it start?
Yeah, you're like I said, you're
failed.
stuck with it. It's your
Yeah.
turn.
I
Okay.
was like, I was seriously determined I was gonna get a dick joke into whatever it was. I was gonna find a way to say wiener. I did say
You could
Florida.
have just said
Wiener
Wiener.
Wiener Town.
Wiener Town. Boner Town.
Wiener, I like
USA.
Wiener Massachusetts. I like that. That's pretty good.
All right, so it's Patrick's turn. You have 5 seconds to name 3 movie villains.
Loki. What? God
Wait
damn it.
a minute, Becca. You can't interrupt his.
There was no chance for him anyway. He said Loki at 4 seconds.
Loki's definitely a villain. You're like,
He is a villain.
no. I love him.
He was an asshole.
He is a villain.
He's definitely a villain.
Yeah, he was a bad guy.
But he also does good things.
He sort of gets turned into an anti-hero, but when he was first introduced, he was a villain.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's always been a villain. Yeah,
and he always comes back around to being a villain.
But he's misunderstood.
What?
That's what they said about Hitler.
Yeah.
Well, it's Dave's turn again, so I guess I'll take a turn.
All right, don't look at it too long.
I have 5 seconds to name 3 dinosaurs.
Ready to go.
Arnie, T-Rex,
Massachusetts.
I was trying to say Dilophosaurus. I failed. All right, it's Magic Mike. It's Magic Mike's turn.
Magic.
All right, get another
guy.
You mean Carrot Top, don't you?
Yeah. All right, so who's gonna answer for Mad Mike?
I want another one because those state ones suck.
Yeah, they're hard.
Okay.
Nobody knows that many.
All right, you're gonna love it. All right.
Okay.
You got 5 seconds to name 3 movies starring Tom Hanks.
The Burbs, Forrest Gump. Oh shit.
Captain Phillips.
Fucking David Pumpkins.
Philadelphia.
Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood.
Well,
David S. Pumpkins.
That's not a movie.
Any questions?
Matter.
I love you guys ever seen The Burbs? I love that movie.
Yes,
that movie's awesome.
When I was a kid, but it pops up on something, Netflix or Amazon or something, and I guess I need to probably watch it again.
Yeah, it's really fun. It's
I still have that movie.
Turner and Hooch.
Yeah,
He's
Turner
playing
and Hooch.
Mr. Rogers, and I really want to see that.
Yeah,
that's really
I
good.
want to see it too.
To me, that is like, it's like bait to make adults cry. Like that movie.
Winnie the Pooh.
It's like, do you still want to feel? Do you want to feel something?
It's the only way, Nathan.
Watch my Mr. Rogers movie.
Man,
everybody around my age, all they do anymore is post memes about killing themselves. So I think this is what we need.
Yeah. I wish that Mr. Rogers was still around. I mean, have you ever watched his, this was like in the 70s probably, but when he was trying to defend the PBS, the funding for PBS, and he was, testifying before Congress, and it was like $200 million. They were trying to get for PBS, and then they let Mr. Rogers speak, and he spoke this song, I guess, that he. I don't know. I don't know if we want to close the show out with it, but it's really good.
There was something on Reddit not too long ago where it was like Mr. Rogers' rules for trying to communicate with children, and it was really well thought out.
I believe it. He was great at doing it.
Yeah.
Understand the inner needs.
Let's see. Okay, so here he's just talking about like
time as well. People in Boston, expression of make it clear that 2 men are concerned, and I do all the puppets.
Okay.
No, I feel that in very full wide world.
People listening to the stream are trying to keep up with this. Like, what the fuck?
All kinds of jumping.
Here we go. Stop when I want to. Can stop when I wish. Can stop anytime. And what a good feeling to feel like this. And know that the feeling is really mine. Know that there's something deep inside that helps us become what we can. For a girl can be someday a lady, and a boy can be someday a man.
I think it's wonderful. I think it's wonderful. Looks like you just earned the $20 million.
20 million. Yeah, I think I probably skipped through it, but it was this cool little song that he used to teach to children about anger and how they can deal with, their inner feelings and stuff. And there's just not anything like that nowadays. You know,
it's all SpongeBob and where's Patrick and all that.
Yeah, he talked.
Patrick there.
You want to see the tears of a man right now? You see him?
That whiskey on your face, or you're just happy to see Mr. Radisson?
Well, I'm not going to waste whiskey like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was good, and I guess I'm a Mr. Rogers kid, but I only vaguely remember watching him as a kid. But like whenever I go back and I see things like that, and like, man, he really had his finger on the pulse of children, because there's not a lot of help for children and dealing with, like, a lot of kids have a great lifestyle growing up. Their parents are great, but not everyone does. And I was one of those kids that didn't have a good, like, had a good upbringing, you know, whatever, but I had a broken home. You know, I had parents that hated each other, that, you know, they were divorced, but they hated each other, and, you know, that sort of thing. And having somebody like that would probably help the situation we're in now, where, you know, people don't know how to deal with their anger. So that's why I'm looking forward to seeing that movie. It's just
I think it's out really right now.
Respect.
I think it's in theaters right now, man.
Yeah.
Tom Hanks was on Jimmy Kimmel a couple nights ago, and Jimmy Kimmel showed him a clip of a recent Jeopardy episode, where one of the questions was, this famous actor is playing it. It showed a picture of Tom Hanks as Mr. Rogers. It said this famous actor is playing this beloved character, and none of the three adults buzzed in. And it was so funny because Tom Hanks had not seen that. And after the clip played, he goes, "Are you kidding me?"
I'm motherfucking Tom Hanks.
For real, who does
I'm
not
David
know?
S. Pumpkins.
Any questions?
Any questions?
I don't know how anybody doesn't know who Tom Hanks is.
I mean, he was,
yeah,
that's
impossible. He's
the Burbs.
He's one of the greatest actors of our time.
He could have been in the Super Mario Brothers movie.
He almost was, but he wasn't likable enough, is what they said.
Yeah.
All right, this has been a long show. I've just been having a lot of fun, but it's time. We're gonna have to shut it down. And I'm sure Bekah has got a very hate-filled poem for us, since it's No Thanksgiving or Hatesgiving, depending on whichever you prefer.
I hope it starts off with the words, "You are a vehicle."
No, that should be in here, honestly, but
didn't make the cut.
I'm sorry. That's all right.
I'll deal. I'll just look at this cat with a paper turkey on its face.
That sounds soothing. This poem is called "Three Elvises and a Soccer Dad."
Yes. Yeah. You nailed it.
Since we're here, we have to find this thing. But it's had a trophy made for moving around too well. The picture we saw was clear and clean, enough to react. We'll rely on process so we can compensate for other photographers waiting for the criteria of day and night, brightly lit by neon signs, and named by strangers who don't want it to be true. Try not to take advantage of a tradition done once. Start with the thing you prepared for.
Oh, I like that one. That was a thoughtful one.
Yeah.
Thoughtful one. You know, I'm glad you didn't just go immediately back to depressing. That was good. I like that. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bekah. Thank you to Haywood Banks for our theme song. Thank you, everybody, for a great podcast. I had a lot of fun this week for Hatesgiving. So sorry Dave wasn't here. He should be back next week. We hope and pray. We hope and pray he'll make it out of the woods. Guys, you remember when he sent us all those voicemails of him, hunting for Bigfoot and all that shit?
Oh, yeah.
Not a peep this week.
So much effort.
He doesn't have service.
He's chilling with the Bigfoots now.
Well, speaking of people that we hope make it, Jerry, we heard you're down in Oregon.
It's not an organ.
Or something. Down to something.
It's like a tiny little poop chute inside your intestine.
Well, we're all thinking of you. Hope you're doing okay.
Hey,
Sorry for your loss.
You're a couple ounces lighter now.
Yeah, thanks for having me work the rest of your shift, Jerry. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Hey, don't forget to follow us on Twitter at _verbal assault_ and yeah, give us an email. I don't know. Verbal assault.
Give us an email.
Hey,
give the gift of email.
If you're give us one of them emails. Verbal
Won't
assault
cost you
2016.
anything.
Verbal assault 2016. That's when we started, y'all. At gmail.com.
Like and subscribe to us. Leave a 5-star review anywhere you get your podcast at. Support us on patreon.com/verbal-assault. That'd be awesome.
What the fuck was that noise? I just hear somebody in the background saying, "Shut up, dude."
Well, he didn't say shut up, but
Brad, how do people call us?
How do they call us?
I mean, if you wanted to call this podcast because you made it to this far in the show, I would try personally to call 865-316-6955 and just say, "You heard that guy say, 'Shut up, dude.'"
Deuces.